Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Raine Plays. Today we are at mid-nowhere. This is the empty lot on the island, and this is also the last property for Windenburg. We're moving on after this. Haven't quite decided yet where I want to go. I only have two choices, Newcrest or San Myshuno, and it's probably going to be San Myshuno. Anyway, she popped up when I went into Cass, but they gave her the last name of Haas, and I chose Samantha or Tabitha. Tabitha Haas. Getting the bewitched thing mixed up here. Anyway, she is the cousin of Mikey Haas, so she's also creative, outgoing, and ambitious. And her career is writing. She's going to be in competition with her cousin. For this particular build, wanted to try the Tiny Living Challenge. I don't have that pack. I'm still up in the air about it because there's only one redeeming quality I find in it, and that is that you gain skills faster. But at the same time, there's also cheats for that. And unless you're doing a challenge, for me, you know how I am. Challenges is something I got to work myself up into doing. But that aspect of that pack is good. The fact that you can gain skills faster. I think you have lower bills as well. But other than that, I can't see spending $10 on that. So I just don't know right now. But anyway, what I did was, there's 3 sizes of square you can use. And I'm sorry I don't remember what the 3 are. All I know is one of them is, I believe, 100 squares. And that's what I chose for this build. I probably made mistakes as well because I kept thinking, if you're using 100 squares, I know you can build up and I know you can build down. You just can't go over the 100 squares. But I did give her the porch. And I probably messed up there, right? By adding the porch. The porch should have been part of the 100 squares. I don't remember. And I think by there's an 8x8, a 10x10. This is a 10x10, an 8x8. I believe the other one is a 6x6, the tiniest one. But this is a 10x10, so whatever that equals, and the porch, and that's probably where I messed up. So that wouldn't go if I had the Tiny Living package. That's probably where I messed up. But anyway. At least I got the 100 squares for the house. It's a small lot. It's one of them 20x15s. 20x20 or 20x15. I can't quite remember. But it's a tiny lot. But again, she has another fantastic view. I'm going to be sad to leave this island. I actually saved every home I created. And aside from the Bjergsons, I would want to come back and play every single one of these characters in these houses. I'm that pleased with myself, which sounds bad. But I think you guys know what I mean. I had fun here. I'm going to miss this island very much. It was reminiscent for me, which is odd because I know I started out with, I don't like Windenburg. I can't stand this place. It's so dark and gloomy and everything's the same. I forgot about the island, and I'm surprised that I did that because, oh man, I so many good memories of being here and playing just for weeks and weeks on end. I really enjoyed this, so I am going to miss it, but I'll be back. So yeah, I guess tomorrow we would start in San Myshuno, and I suppose I can look forward to that because, as I've mentioned before, I got that pack last year, didn't I? Before Christmas, I think. And I haven't been there yet. I went in once, and I just looked at the map, I kind of hovered over everything to read what the names were, how much they were worth. I guess you got to pay rent in these things. But I've yet to open up any of these apartments. So all of this is going to be brand new for me. Every single video in San Myshuno is going to be a new experience for me. So maybe that'll bring a little bit of fun to my videos. I don't know. But I had fun making this house. It's generic. I will admit that. It looks a lot like... As a matter of fact, as I was doing this, I kept thinking, this looks like the very first house I did in Windenburg. But I gave it, some unique touches and things, so... It's a square, what are you going to do? And then, as I was doing this, I'm thinking, well, with the tiny living challenge, would you want to make a cutout house or an L-shaped house or an A-frame house if you're that limited, with what you can do? But again, those are interesting things that I'm sure the people who own the pack are finding out and discovering for themselves. So that's fun in itself. Not much to tell you, though. Not much going on. Although, I hope you don't mind, I've got to quote Ben Shapiro here. It's so much like my own thinking. I don't know if other people are this way, but a lot of the times I don't like to say anything because I always am of the assumption that no one else will feel this way, no one else will think this way, and that I'd be the odd man out and everybody would look at me like I'm a weirdo, even though they already do. So it's kind of silly. But I was watching, I'm subscribed to Jordan Peterson, and once in a while he'll come on with Ben Shapiro, and this time he was. Although I've been backlogging this stuff. I haven't really had chance or time to watch his hour-and-a-half, sometimes 2-hour long videos. But real quick here, this was from July 21st of 2019. It's a Ben Shapiro quote. It said, "There's a certain arrogance to people who are living now that they are much smarter than people who came before them. No, it's just that you're standing on those people's shoulders, so you can see a bit farther. But the truth is, they're probably 7 feet tall, and you're only a 4-footer. I think that's cute. I love Ben Shapiro. I'm on their side of the fence, in case you haven't noticed, and that's probably going to turn off some more people, and that's fine. But I am on their side, and that is generally the way I think and feel about a lot of things. I'm not saying that I'm a staunch Republican or anything like that. That's not. I said their way of thinking. But we don't need to go into that. I just thought it was funny because I've always felt that way. Well, I guess being an older person, I truly can remember what it was like to be a little kid. I can remember what it was like going through the awkward preteen teen phase. The worst years of my life were middle school, and by the time I ended up in high school, I was kind of set in my ways, and I just told everybody, go to hell. This is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it. But then I remember transgressing, not transgressing, that's a bad thing. Morphing, at least 3 more times after high school. But I did go back to college the second time, and I've mentioned it before. It was an eye-opening experience, and one that really, it wasn't for the good, the betterment of me or even mankind. It was a terrifying reality that really made me stop and have to rethink a lot of my own perception, because it was just so apparent at that point that things were moving in a direction that couldn't be good. And sure enough, I mean, within less than 2 years, it started manifesting itself in the real world. And I knew it was coming. And I felt helpless. And I hate that feeling more. You could jab me with a pin and I would not hate it as much as I hate feeling helpless. But that was when I found Jordan. I don't even want to tell you how I found Jordan Peterson. But him and Ben both helped me to realign, with what was going inside my head as opposed to what should be going through my head. So I appreciate both of them. And that's why I'm sorry I'm in alignment with them. But I just thought that quote was hilarious because it's exactly how I feel. A lot of them kids in that situation, they just had this attitude. And you have to wonder about yourself. Did I honestly believe at any point in my life that I was better than my parents, that I was smarter than my parents? And to be honest with you, the answer is probably no. The only thing I think I recall feeling or thinking was that we were a little bit more tolerant and more advanced, which is basically what Ben's getting at. But it wasn't the arrogant, everybody back then was stupid, everybody did everything wrong, we've got all the answers. It was not something like that. That is sheer arrogance, that's all I'm saying. I don't know why I went off on that. Well, I do. I was just listening to that before I came back to this video, and I'm like, I've got to share this. So, if you disagree, I apologize, but I'm not going to take any of it back. Because, like I said, you're welcome to disagree with me. I don't have a problem with that. I never did. People have been disagreeing with me my whole life. I'm used to it. That doesn't mean I'm going to change my opinion. So, I mean, you're welcome to help out, see if I can have it changed, but it only works a couple times. But I don't want to go into that detail either. Boy, am I going to miss this island. It's kind of sad. Oh, I don't know that I told you that a day when I was doing the great big mansion that's up the hill here. I did go back and relight my lighthouse. I put that big square box light. I don't know how to describe it, but it almost looks like a thin closet, but it's a light. It's tall and it's thin and it's square. I put 4 of those inside the lighthouse, so I can go back to the Bergsons and see if it works. So here's one last look at our beautiful island, and then it's bye-bye Windenburg. Such a pretty place. I'm just itching to come back here and live and play and go fishing and collect fruits and vegetables and plant my garden and I just said my. Doing it again. Yeah, see, so there's the estate that on that side. And that weird looking thing on the rock, and then my lighthouse. Oh, bye-bye, all of it. I don't know, maybe I'll do some recorded gameplay, who knows. But yeah, this is it. And then we're off to San Myshuno. You'll be experiencing with me for the very first time. Well, I'll be experiencing it for the very first time with you. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.